So welcome back. I've got the GP9 on the track at the moment, and the reason why I've got it pulled apart is that the motor on this decided to break. So I sent the old motor into Athearn, and they sent me a replacement motor free of charge, so that was quite nice. So I thought, why I've got it in a dismantled state, I might as well have a look at putting some LEDs in it. So here are the grain of wheat bulbs which came with the train. And I've pulled them out, and now we'll have a look about, we'll see how we can just wire up some LEDs for this thing. Alright, so if we look closely, normally these two little inner tabs here, this is where you'd wire up your front headlight, and there'd be another two on the other side for the rear. Now there's a resistor built into this board which limits the current to 1.5 volts. So because of that, that won't be enough power to drive this LED. So we're going to have to find a different way to wire it up. Okay, so if we look really closely at all the decoder wires here, there's a blue one, and the blue one is what carries the current for the lights. Now normally the current would come down the blue wire and make its way to here, going through a resistor. But right here at the end of the blue wire there's a hole here. Now this hole is going to bypass the resistors, and it should allow me to plug in the positive lead of my LED. So let's give that a go. Okay, so what I've done is I've hooked up the black wire from the LED to the normal inside pickup tab, and the red wire is now going into the little hole here on the board near the blue wire. So now when I switch on my function 0, my headlight, it will now operate the LED. So there is a resistor on this LED, you can see it there, and if you didn't have the resistor it would probably just burn out the LED quite quickly. So that's pretty much how I'm planning to wire up the front and rear headlights. I'll run both red wires to this hole here, and I'll run the black wires to their normal pickup points, and yeah, it should work quite nice. Alright, so while I've got it disassembled, I've also pulled the body apart in the cab and pulled the internals out of the cab. And I've drilled a couple of holes underneath, and I've installed two LEDs, one either side of the cabin. And then that will just insert up here, and hopefully I don't get too much light bleed into the cabin, and it should work alright. Now I have noticed that on this standard light board that comes with the Athearn, that there are extra pickups here on the side, which is gives you two more functions. So I'm going to wire both these LEDs up together, but that would also give me another function if I say I wanted to put a beacon on the roof or some other thing. So that's pretty cool how it does that. So one thing I found when you pull the body off the Athearn is that there are wires connected from the board to the body, and you can only pull the body a certain way from the shell, or the shell away from the chassis. So I went online and found these little micro plugs. So I guess the theory is that I'll wire these ones up to the board, just have the plug there, and I'll wire up the other end of the plug to the LEDs, and that simply just plugs in. So if I ever need to remove the body again, just undo the plug, and I can easily access the inside. So I have noticed with the body that the holes where the grain of wheat went in are quite narrow, and the LEDs I bought, they're probably like 1.8 mil. So I ended up having to get the file out and file off the little round section down a bit so I could actually get it to fit in the hole. So I'm just going to now probably get some glue or maybe some silicone, and I'll just silicone these in place, and then we'll start wiring it up